Tonight on the South Today, some historic Polynesian oars are heading home after being away for well over a century. A 150-year-old Central Otago alehouse is getting more than a lick of paint, revamping a beloved outdoor area. And science is in the air down south as hundreds of school pupils put their research to the test. Kia ora, good evening. I'm Hannah Wilkins. A Dunedin woman is on a mission to help preserve some Cook Island heritage, hoping to honour her late husband. 4 Rarotongan oars that are over a century old are set to return home to their roots, sending the ancient paddle's history full circle.
A journey back in time, these traditional Rarotongan oars are set to reunite with Cook Island's museum, sharing century-old stories of island life. 4 puka-pukan paddles, along with an original photo from the 19th century, will be exhibited at the museum in Taputapuatea. Mosgiel resident Linda Wheeler has had them in her family for more than 100 years, but now feels it's time to send them back home.
They're going to put on a morning tea for us when we do the presentation. So, yeah, so that's quite exciting, I reckon, yeah.
The paddles were used to get around the islands in the 1800s, coming into her possession after being passed down to her late husband from his mother. They had been sitting in her mother-in-law's cellar collecting dust, so Wheeler believes sending them home is the right thing to do.
Well, I just think they belonged there, you know, and I just felt in honour of my husband.
The oars will go on display at the Cook Island Museum next Wednesday, who were thrilled to receive the artefacts, feeling it's important to preserve history for future generations to appreciate. In Dunedin, the South Today.
It was another sub-zero start across the south this morning, with fog disrupting Dunedin airport operations yet again. 4 flights were cancelled on Friday morning, leaving travellers grounded at Dunedin Airport. Frost and fog descended on some aircraft and runways for 3 consecutive days, causing disruptions to all early morning flights. Sub-zero temperatures have been biting right across the lower south this week, with Momona getting as low as -7 degrees overnight. Flights are back up and running again from the domestic airport, with ice and fog warnings still in place for many southern roads. An almost 150-year-old Central Otago pub is about to get a makeover, but some dirty work needs to happen first. An iconic Arrowtown alehouse has some major upgrades in the pipeline, starting with demolition work to then begin building from the ground up.
It's out with the old and in with the new, as Arrowtown's alehouse and restaurant Fork and Tap prepares to rebuild one of their beloved sections from the ground up. The 148-year-old pub is 2 weeks away from starting the second stage of their renovation project, taking down the iconic marquee and garden bar to build a new outdoor area. Fork and Tap co-owner Jenny Crawford says they're building off the side of the historic building to make it a warmer and more convenient area for visitors and staff.
Finished the back of it, which is a second dining area, a nice new kitchen, a lovely outdoor covered area, open fire, new toilets, so yeah.
Demolition is set to start later this month, with Crawford hoping the build will be finished by December, so it's up and running for the Christmas season. The Fork and Tap will stay open during the revamp, operating the kitchen out of a food truck while renovations are underway.
So we'll be operating out of a food truck, and so we're looking at street food. We're going to continue our pizzas, tacos, so yeah, there'll still be fantastic food on offer.
The restaurant is having a big send-off this Sunday before the demolition, bringing in some local musicians for the community to have some fun and say goodbye to the widely loved marquee. In Arrowtown, the South Today.
It was a frosty morning in Dunedin for some young athletes yesterday, braving the cold for a cross-country competition. The Otago Secondary School's cross-country championships started with a bang on Thursday, with students running their long-distance races at Kaikorai Valley College. Around 120 of the region's fastest runners competed in the event, including Southland athletes too, as their event had been cancelled. The brisk Dunedin weather wasn't enough to deter the young runners, still enduring the cold in their shorts and singlets. It was a good day for Otago boys and girls high schools, with students Catherine Lund and Matthew Bolter taking home golds in the under-19 races. Young minds in Southland are putting on a vibrant display of knowledge and creativity as part of a social science fair. Hundreds of school pupils from Invercargill exhibited their worldly findings at the event, showcasing a diverse range of topics.
Rows of colourful display boards bringing the world to Invercargill. The 18th Southland Social Science Fair has kicked into gear, with students from years 5 to 10 submitting an exhibition on a topic of their choice. Over half the entrants are intermediate students. With 309 exhibits this year, fair organisers are calling it the best one yet.
We were expecting about 210, but we had a whole lot of extra ones showed up, so it's strained the capacity of the place a bit, but it was there's some really good quality stuff here, and we're very pleased.
The selection includes a wide range of topics spanning from history, current events, global issues, genealogy and biography. The fair encourages students to explore different ways to conduct and display their research, from web browsing, books, interviews and more. Sisters Hannah and Rebecca Lacey used the same food the Anzacs ate at Gallipoli to make Scrabble pieces, a bowling alley and even a usable chair.
We thought it would be cool to show how indestructible hardtack is, and so we decided to do bowling because it's pretty indestructible.
The hard-baked mixture of flour, salt and water made all the objects rock solid, leaving the sisters pleased with the outcome.
It is so cool, and how people get to play the bowling and just play Scrabble if they want. It is cool.
Other displays included beekeeping, the Springbok tour, bonsai trees and even knot tying. Southland students giving a bit of everything a try and showing others what a fascinating place the world is. In Invercargill, the South Today.
Whaiakane, still to come on the South Today. A Southland athlete kicks cancer and bounces back onto the basketball court. And a well-known jazz musician feels right at home on tour in Dunedin behind the world's largest piano.
Drive away your way with 3 incredible offers on the Honda CR-V Adventure Ready range. Choose from 2.9% finance with zero deposit, third finance, or lease a new CR-V from just $136 per week. These offers are only available for a limited time, so be in quick. From Honda.
Here at Age Concern Otago, we offer a range of services to support Otago seniors to age well with dignity and independence. We provide social work support, visiting service, health promotion and social activities. Check out what we have on offer at ageconcernotago.com.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
King's birthday bonus! Lounge and dining are reduced by 25%. There's 30% off beds and bedroom furniture. And he's taken 50% off selected clearance items.
My mate John.
Aero, used by Australia's top bowlers with their unique Z-scoop grip that redefines the game. Machined with robotics for unparalleled accuracy, Aero, same line, every time.
Tēnā koe, welcome back. One Southland basketball player is making a comeback, bouncing back from cancer and making his way onto the court. Basketball legend Alex Pledger has made his long-awaited return to the Southland Sharks after a 2-year hiatus from the sport.
Back in the Shark Tank and keeping a keen eye on the play. Good news for Southland Sharks with the return of basketball legend Alex Pledger to the team after a hard-fought 2-year battle with cancer. The former Tall Black was diagnosed with colorectal cancer in 2021. His radiation therapy and a major operation keeping him off the court since then. Now, cancer-free, he's making a comeback.
There were times where it wasn't too bad and there were times where it just seemed never-ending. But yeah, I'm definitely glad I'm on the other side of it now.
Pledger began with the Sharks in 2016, this year marking his 5th season with the team. Just 2 weeks in, he's happy with his performance so far, and his teammates are pleased to have him back.
Just his presence, his knowledge, leadership, it's really good to have him back.
He's a good dude too, on and off the court. He's really about that team culture and team vibe, so yeah, it's been awesome.
Someone like myself who's a young up-and-coming player, it's cool to have someone like that to get tips and pointers off.
He says the support of his team and those around him has meant a lot.
Yeah, to come back and have so many of those guys still here and just welcome me in and help me give basketball another go. Yeah, that's been awesome.
The Sharks are currently 6th on the Sal's NBL ladder after thumping the Otago Nuggets 116-79 on Monday. Pledger hoping they can build on that momentum throughout the remaining weeks of the league. In Invercargill, the South Today.
An award-winning jazz pianist stopped off in Dunedin while on his New Zealand tour yesterday, trying his hands on what's believed to be the largest piano in the world. Bill Cunliffe was blown away by the massive instrument, further cementing the strong love he has for the region.
Playing a smooth jazz tune on a one-of-a-kind piano. American jazz pianist Bill Cunliffe was in Dunedin during his New Zealand tour when he caught wind of an 18-foot piano that he just couldn't resist. Adrian Mann built the Alexander piano as a teenager, which had Cunliffe in awe, not just by the sounds it produced, but its sheer size.
It actually looks like it's bigger than 9 feet to me, 18 feet. It's just because it's so massive, I just can't believe it.
After playing a tune, he felt like he could have played jazz on the 6-metre, 1.2-ton piano for hours. This one-of-a-kind instrument just added to the love the Grammy Award-winning artist already had for Dunedin.
I like Dunedin too, just the architecture and the hilliness of it and the warmth of the people. So I thought I wanted to come back.
Even though Cunliffe has a deep love for this piano, no sale was made as it's too big for him to take back home. Also, the sentimental value for Mann makes it hard to part with. In Dunedin, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. 4 Rarotongan Oars are set to make a trip to the islands, sending the century-old artefacts back home. The iconic outdoor area at Arrowtown's Fork and Tap Alehouse is being demolished, making way for new upgrades. And hundreds of switched-on school kids showed off their worldly research at the Southland Social Science Fair. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT, and we welcome Associate Editor Mike Houlihan. Hello Mike.
G'day, Hannah.
What can we expect in the weekend paper?
Well, Go Bus are about to depart from their terminal in the Market Reserve in Central Dunedin and head elsewhere. So we're inquiring as to where they're going and what's going to take the place of the bus terminal down there.
Yeah, great questions.
Further afield, we're looking at Gore in the next meeting, in the next instalment of the drama of the Gore District Council. The petition calling for the CEO to be dismissed is being presented to a meeting on Tuesday.
Okay.
It's World Knitting Public Day tomorrow, believe it or not.
Oh, lovely.
We've discovered possibly Dunedin's most avid knitter in showing some of his latest work.
Stunning.
And it being Saturday, the Mix feature magazine is in the book with plenty of good reading for the weekend.
Wonderful. We look forward to reading. Thank you for sharing this evening.
Thank you.
Well, time now for a look at the weekend weather.
The South Today weather, proudly brought to you by MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Looking at the situation, expect temperatures to gradually get milder this weekend as airflow tends northerly. Heading to the top of the South Island, fine with light winds up here with 16 degrees in Nelson, 15 over in Greymouth, and down to Christchurch expect a cloudy 12-degree day with nor'easterlies. Travelling to South Canterbury and North Otago. East to nor'east winds kickstart the weekend in fine style through here with highs of 12 in Ashburton and Oamaru, while Timaru is looking like a breezy 13-degree day. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes. A wrap up warm this weekend. It's looking cloudy with light winds and highs of just 5 degrees in Queenstown and Alexandra, while Wanaka barely breaks the 4-degree mark. Heading further south, high cloud increasing with north to northeast breezes on Saturday, 15 in Gore and Balclutha, and down in the Catlins it's much cooler with a high of 11 degrees on what will be a very cloudy day. And across to Southland, fine tonight with northerlies and a low of 3 degrees in Invercargill. Fresh winds tomorrow with high cloud and a high of 17 degrees. Sunday brings cloud and a few showers with nor'westerlies and a top temperature of 15 degrees. And finally heading to Dunedin, nor'easterlies tonight with a low of 7 in the city. Tomorrow's fine with long sunny spells, cloud at times and cool winds with a high of 12. And Sunday should be warmer with 16, clear skies and northerly winds. And that's the news this Friday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz. You can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand. And we're also on Facebook. Just search for The South Today NZ to see our favourite stories from around the regions. We'll see you again next week. Mā te wā.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.